For Comedy Hype News, I'm John Alba. Deon Cole has went viral over the weekend after sharing a story where he was denied the chance to perform at a comedy club in New York City. Now, according to Cole, he would show up to the Comedy Cellar, which is the most popular comedy club in New York and one of the most popular comedy clubs in the country. Now, after Cole performed at the club's original room, he would pay a visit to the Cellar's secondary location that's actually a bigger room. See, one of Cole's mentors in comedy, Tony Woods, would invite Cole to perform, but unfortunately the club's manager would not let Deon on stage because he didn't know who he was. As Tony Woods tried to vouch for Deon, the manager still would not let Deon perform. This would cause Woods to go to the show's host, Artie Fuqua, to try to let Deon on stage. Unfortunately, this didn't work either, as the host told Woods and Cole he would have to check with management before letting Deon hit the stage. You see, at the end of the night, Cole would not end up performing at all at the second location due to the miscommunication. Cole's caption for the Instagram story read, "Wow, they played your boy in New York last night."
So I'm standing there, and then Artie comes up to me. He goes, "Yeah, I gotta ask management if you can go on or whatever. Let's wait to see what they say." So I was like, "Dude, it ain't even that serious. It's all good or whatever." So I'm chilling. Tony like, "No, you ain't going nowhere." So I'm sitting there. Artie come back up to me later and go, "Yeah, I'm still waiting on management to call to ask see if you can get on. I don't know if you want to wait or not." And I just was like, "Dude, I'm out, man. It's all love." I could not believe that he was like, "I have to ask the management if you can go on." I ain't had that happen in I don't know how many years of my career for somebody to say that. And I'm like, "This New York, yo. I shot my special here. What are you talking about?" I couldn't believe them cats played me like that. Tony Woods was like, "Are you crazy?" Tony would not let me leave. Tony was going crazy. Like, "Dude, y'all put him on." Artie wouldn't put me on. He said management wouldn't call him back. And the other manager was like, "I don't know who he is." He just was like, "Oh, well," they said no. Couldn't believe that. I'm like, New York City. Like, really? That shit hurt my heart, man. But it's all love.
Now, under his own post and still showing signs of frustration, Cole would let his followers know that he even filmed one of his Netflix comedy specials in a theater in New York, but unfortunately, that wasn't enough for management to let him perform. Cole's comment would read, "I shot one of my specials, Charlene's in New York at the King's Theater, sold it out twice, 6,000 people, shaking my head." Now, after the story made its way online, several Cole's comedy peers would react, all on his side. Earthquake would comment on the story, sharing, "Damn shame, comedy malpractice. You earn the right to walk on any club stage in the world." Donnell Rawlings would specifically mention and tag the show's host that would not let Cole on stage. "Come on, Artie, you can't be afraid of not working there." Lonnie Love would react to the story, stating the manager should have Googled his name if he was not familiar. Even if the manager didn't know you, he should have respected Tony enough to believe him and honor the request. Also, the manager could have easily Googled your name and your credits would have popped up. The audience missed out on having a film and TV star perform, who is hella funny. Michael Blackson would also hop in Cole's comments, writing, "That's crazy, shaking my head. That happened to me before too. How you run a comedy club and don't know who the ticket sellers are in comedy." Now, on the other side of the conversation, there were a few New York comedians that would speak out in defense of the club. Will Savins, who is a regular of the Comedy Cellar, would go on to say, "Hey Deon, at Artie Fuqua or any Cellar host just can't throw anyone on stage. The Comedy Cellar have strict rules there. I wasn't there, but I'm assuming since the main manager wasn't in town, she was in Vegas, they probably had a hard time reaching her. When the hosts throw comedians on stage who are not regular comedians, it's them that will get in trouble or not work there as much or anymore, not you. You should know. Los Angeles clubs do the same also. Hosts just don't throw anyone on stage, Improv, Comedy Store, or Laugh Factory. This is no disrespect to you or the work you put in this game. You're well respected, but still, if they didn't know you, it's not anyone's fault." Godfrey, another regular of the Cellar, would chime in, "I take my statement back. I heard the whole story, and Artie didn't play Deon. In fact, Artie respects Deon. The way the club operates is strict as hell. Even Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock called the club before they show up. Deon had already performed at the original Comedy Cellar, which is around the corner. Then from what I heard, Tony was dragged Deon to perform at the Village Underground, which is the second Comedy Cellar. However, that show was ending and it was 1:30 a.m. in the morning. That's my home club, and the management be wildin' the F out when it's running late. Sorry for the long paragraph, folks, but I had to give some more perspective. So what are your guys' thoughts about Deon explaining that he was denied getting on a comedy stage despite his accolades and his success? Do you think he was flexing his privilege, or was the comedy club wrong for not showing the proper respect? For more news and comedy, be sure to subscribe here to our YouTube channel and follow Comedy Hype across all social media. Plus, head over to hypersclub.com right now for full interviews, original content, plus exclusive events if you're near our Atlanta clubhouse. For Comedy Hype News, I'm John Apple.
Now, did you know that? Because I definitely didn't. And here's the thing, we got more stories like this when you're a member at hypersclub.com. Being a member of the Hypers Club means you're the first to get access to these exclusive moments. The only way to see is to join the hype.